What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to take a little bit of a look at a couple lovely new Keyforge cards. I say a couple lovely new Keyforge cards, a few lovely new Keyforge cards. I'm a little bit excited, if I'm honest with you, ladies and gentlemen. I am a little bit excited about some lovely new Keyforge cards. Now, what we've got here is a couple Grand Star Alliance cards, and we've got ourselves a couple of Sanctum cards. So let's get rolling with Lieutenant Commander Dr. Trigon. I don't really know. Someone Trigon. I'm just going to call him Trigon. Maybe Try Guy. 4 power, 0 armor creature. And when you reap, you discard the top card of your deck and resolve that card's bonus icons as if you had played it. I don't know how I feel about this card, which I know is a frankly ridiculous statement to make, given that I'm doing an analysis video on a bunch of new cards, and pretty much my entire job in this video is to tell you what I think about these new cards. Here's what I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen. It can be awesome. If you get yourself a card with 1 extra draw and 2 extra damage and a capture icon and all of that, clearly this is going to be awesome. But firstly, this is only going to work if you've got the right cards in your deck. Secondly, this is only going to work if you hit the right card. And thirdly, and this might sound like a fairly obvious point, but bear with me here. If you're playing a deck in a tournament, you have chosen to play that deck in the tournament most of the time. There are exceptions. And that means that there's going to be a lot of cards in that deck that you actually want to use. And the problem is that if you come along with this and go and discard the card that you want next turn or in future turns, you might end up legitimately just never actually having the card that you want because you're constantly discarding it, and that's actually going to get super annoying. This does have the potential to be an awesome, awesome card, but by the same token, it has a potential to be really, really bad. No. Apparently it's Lieutenant Commander, the lovely amazing spidertank.blogspot.com, from where I got the images, has told us it is apparently Lieutenant Commander. There is potential here, but this is a very risky card. How about Dino-Alien? Now, we've kind of seen cards like this already from Mass Mutation. We've seen all of the bots over in logos. So we can have a look at something like Dinobot, for instance. And then we've got Lycobot. So we do see that there are a couple of these already coming around, which is kind of interesting. This is apparently the Grand Star Alliance version of Logos bots. What I'm saying is, yes, we've got Dino-Alien here, but you should expect a Lyco-Alien, etc, etc, etc. That would be the Untamed one. 5 power, 0 armor, you may exalt it, and if you do, deal 3 damage to a creature. Exalting is where you take an amber from the common supply and put it on the creature, remembering that if that creature is destroyed, your opponent gets the amber. Now, of course, this is very, very much a Saurian Republic kind of thing. This is what the Saurian Republic do, the exalting. So it makes sense that this would be Dino-Alien. Now, when you fight, you may look at the top card of your deck. There's not 3 cards. Put 1 in your hand and 1 on the bottom of your deck. If we compare this briefly to the bots, we can assume that this fight skill will be on all of them, because whereas we look at Dinobot and Lycobot, they've both got the same reap skill, but Dinobot lets you exalt and deal 3 damage to a creature. Lycobot has skirmish. I feel fairly confident there will be a Lyco-Alien that has skirmish, and to be fair, probably 4 power, but with the same fight skill. A lot of houses seem to be getting this in Mass Mutation. I could be completely off the mark that this is just the Star Alliance version of Logos bots, but I really, really don't think I am here. This seems fairly obvious to me at this stage that this is exactly what they're going for. And you know what? I'm kind of into it. It does mean that the number of new cards, quote unquote, is going to be a little bit lower, given that you've got 6 near identical cards, or at least largely identical cards, and then they are still being repeated around houses as well. But it certainly seems like the Star Alliance is getting their aliens in the same way that Logo's got their bots. I'll leave it up to you if you're into this. But switching over to Sanctum to have a look at some of those new cards, we've got an artifact, Aemberheart. It's got an action whereby you exalt, ward, and fully heal a friendly creature. Now, the exalting, we've said, is not ideal because it means that you're basically putting amber on a creature ready for your opponent to destroy the creature and steal it. It's not really stealing, to be fair. But then again, is that such a big deal when you are warded? You put a ward counter on that creature and the next time it would be destroyed, or damaged, or otherwise removed from play. It's not. You just remove the ward counter, and you end up fully healed as well. Yeah, the exalting is a downside, and that's a little bit sad, etc. But being able to fully heal and ward a creature is awesome. What you really want here is a way to... You want a way to get that amber off. A way to move that amber. So, for instance, if we were to go over to the Saurian Republic, they've got a bunch of options, things like Chant of Hubris, which moves an amber from one creature to another. That's the kind of card you want here. If you get Aemberheart in a Saurian deck, and they've got a bunch of those cards that make it easier to get amber off you, it's going to be a far, far better card. If not, the decision you've got to make essentially is it worth it? Yeah, I get to heal. Yeah, I get to ward, and that is going to really protect my creature going forward. But then again, is it worth protecting my creature if I'm also putting a gigantic target on its back? Time will tell, ladies and gentlemen. Time will tell. So how about we go over and have a look at Gizelhart Standard. Now, Gizelhart, of course, is one of the things Sanctum really is leaning on in Mass Mutation. We've already seen Gizelhart's Wrath, an action card that destroys each mutant creature. We've seen Fangs of Gizelhart. When you play, you purge the most powerful creature. We've seen Gizelhart Zealot, a 4-power creature that enters play ready and enraged. Oh yeah. And we've seen Mad Prophet Gizelhart, 4 power, 3 armor, and while it's in the center of the battle line, it gains action, fully heal each non-mutant creature, gain 1 amber for each creature healed this way. Remember, back in Wave 3, all the houses got leaders, but there was no Sanctum in Wave 3, so they get their leader in Wave 4. Mars presumably will get their leader in Wave 5. Cheers for making us wait that long, boys and girls. The thing is, they hate mutants. That's made quite clear in all of these cards. Gizelhart Standard has nothing to do with mutants. It gives you an amber bonus, and incidentally that is a permanent amber bonus. It's not one given as an enhancement. And each friendly creature with any amber on it gets +1 armor, and when you play it, you exalt a friendly creature. Now, back in Wave 3, exalting was very much the Saurian Republic's thing. They were the ones who exalted. It certainly looks an awful lot like moving into Wave 4 that exalting is becoming a bit of a thing for Sanctum. We've seen Aemberheart, we've now seen Gizelhart Standard. Maybe. Of course, again, like we said with Aemberheart, this is a really, really good card that you are going to really, really want in a Saurian Republic deck, because it means that all of your creatures are just going to end up with extra armor, and that is awesome. As a side note, if we're careful to look at the language here, it says each creature with amber on gets +1 armor, not each creature gains +1 armor for each amber on it. I would imagine that this is literally limited to 1 extra armor. You can only have 1 extra armor, and that is it, essentially. It's the only one you get. I'm kind of alright with that, if I'm honest with you. That seems fine by me. But it is something we need to bear in mind. It's giving you extra armor, it's helping you out, and it's giving you an upside to exalting, while giving you an amber bonus as you play it. I can't be terribly mad at this one, ladies and gentlemen. This one kind of seems alright by me. And finishing off with Master of the Grey, an extremely powerful card in Mass Mutation. 4 power, 1 armor, and I have saved the best card till last in this video. Your opponent cannot resolve bonus icons on cards they play. Oh, yes. As a side note, if we look at the flavor text here, the Grey Order is mysterious even to Knights of the Sanctum. There's going to be more of these. This is redonk. Now, if we go pre-mass mutation, it's not often that this is going to be a huge deal. I mean, the example we always use here is Dust Pixie, the one whereby you get 2 amber when you play it. Or, actually, what would be amazing with this is Fuzzy Gruen. Because Fuzzy Gruen gives you amber when you play it, but it gives you 2 and your opponent 1. If Master of the Grey is out and your opponent drops a Fuzzy Gruen, they don't resolve the bonus icons, but you do get the amber, which is kind of awesome. But outside of those rare examples, pre-mass mutation is not that big a deal. It's still nice, you know, there's still plenty of bonus amber on cards. And to be fair, we have seen some decks that have like 20 bonus amber. We've also seen winning decks that have like 8. So maybe I'm actually underselling that part. Maybe pre-mass mutation, it is awesome because actually all the amber bonuses from all the cards aren't used. So maybe step back a little from what I said. Maybe it is awesome pre-mass mutation. But it is extra awesome in mass mutation because the deal of mass mutation is the enhancements, and we're seeing a whole bunch of extra cards here which are essentially vanilla cards, but they bring enhancements into your deck, so that makes them better. They're underwhelming cards, but the fact that they bring enhancements in actually makes it awesome. Well, I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, this stops all of that. There are going to be entire decks, and I mean this very sincerely, that there are going to be entire decks that are entirely built around these bonus icons and resolving them, and then this comes in just like... Now, to be fair, I am fully aware that this is a 4-power, 1-armor creature with no elusive, etc. It's not the hardest one to take down ever, but this is the very definition of a burn the witch card, despite not being a witch. This is the kind of card that your opponent has to take down. And if they don't take it down, things will go very, very badly for them very, very quickly. This one's going to be fun, ladies and gentlemen. This one's going to be fun. And I do think this is the kind of ridiculous card that could absolutely break this all open. I think this is the kind of card that could completely and utterly change the course of a game. And for me, yeah, that makes it one we really need to think about. This is going to be... If this doesn't make my top 10 most exciting cards from Mass Mutation, it is certainly going to be on the shortlist. But now it's over to you, lovely ladies and gentlemen. I want to know what you think about all these new cards. And oh, look, there's a comment section. Go nuts. Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wossy, where we talk Keyforge and a whole bunch of other games, and please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wossy Plays.